well, except now that we know Vice President Harris's running mate, we will be going with the Harris-Walz ticket versus a Trump-Vance ticket, and I've already characterized all the safe, likely, and lean states. We have the lean states of Minnesota and New Hampshire for the Democrats, and the lean state of just the one of North Carolina for the Republicans. I could see it maybe going down to a tilt margin, but I do think that if the election were to be held today between these candidates, it would likely be a lean or tilt state for the Republican Party in North Carolina, so we're going to keep that characterization. And then we'll just start to characterize the swing states. So we will get started with the state of Nevada. In Nevada, I'm going to add a tilt characterization. So Nevada is generally a pretty reliably Democratic state. The polls were looking pretty good for Trump. They're not quite as good for him these days, and I do think that with Walz on the ticket for Harris, it's going to probably be a little bit closer, but if the election would be held today, I think that Trump's lead in the polls is probably just a bit too much for Harris to overcome at the moment. I could definitely see this changing, but for now I'm going to go with a tilt red characterization for the state of Nevada. Then we go to the state of Arizona. I think this is going to be a similar story. It's very possible that Harris can make up some ground here, but for now we're going to go with a tilt red characterization. I could see either of these two. I could see any of the tilt states flipping. That are just, if I had to make projections about which way they would go, that's what I've chosen to do. And so that'll be the case for that. And then in the state of Georgia, we are going to also give that as a tilt Republican rating. In the Louisiana will be a safe red state. That was on accident. In the 270 map polling average, it gives Georgia as lean Republican. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. I do think it'll be in the Republican column, but for now I'm going to go with a tilt Republican measurement for that state. And then we get to the 3 states in the Rust Belt that will determine the presidency. So I think that the state of Minnesota, which is already characterized, is Walz's home state and is going to definitely be in the Democratic Party's hands. That state has been solidified for sure. I could maybe even seeing it go up in classification for the Democratic Party, but for now we're going to keep it like that. And then in the state of Wisconsin, I could see this going to the Democratic Party. I think it will be by a close margin, but for now we're going to go with a tilt Democratic rating for now. And then in the state of Michigan, we're going to go with a lean Democratic rating. I think that generally Michigan is more open to voting for Democrats. It was the least Republican state in 2016 of the 3 Rust Belt states that gave Trump the presidency, and it's generally more favorable of voting for Democratic Party candidates, so we're going to give that rating as such. And then we get to the state of Pennsylvania. I think that if Harris would have picked Josh Shapiro for the running mate, that state of Pennsylvania would probably be in the lean column. But I think that with Walz on the ticket, it's going to be a tilt margin for the Democratic Party. So with that, it's a very, very close election. It's 270 electoral college votes exactly for the Harris-Walz ticket to 268 for the Republican ticket of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions about my classifications of these different states, and feel free to let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.